I drove through the front yard, I parked on the bridge, saw the coastline like I never did, you know. Nothing lasts forever, no, nothing lasts forever.
You want to say your name, what band you're in, and what you play in the band?
My name is Boynton, and I sing for a band called Transit.
And what got Transit started and what year?
Transit got started from a bunch of friends in the North Shore of Massachusetts, going to shows, going to local shows, meeting each other through other bands. We'd always have throw shows and stuff like that. Some of my friends would promote shows in the area, and we'd have like a lot of like basement shows, VFW shows, church basements, just whatever we could find. And I believe we started in 2006. I was a freshman year in high school, freshman year in college, going into sophomore. I didn't know everyone in the band as like close friends, but I knew them from like friends of friends. And Transit had, they started and they had another singer, and he quit the band before they recorded anything. And I was supposed to study for a test for school at Wentworth, where I go to school still. And I didn't study for it. I went to the show because I just wanted to have fun and just wanted to go. So I took the Orange Line to Melrose, got a ride from Melrose to Stoneham, saw Transit play with two fill-in singers because their singer just quit. And they said over the mic, they said, hey, we're looking for someone to sing to replace, you know, the other guy, and whoever wants to do it, try out. So I tried out. My friend Carl, who we've been friends with for like 12 years, drove me to Tim's house, and I sang my shitty lyrics over one of the oldest Transit songs, and then they liked it. They said, okay. That was how it started.
And what, personally for you, got you into pop punk, and what was your first show?
It's not even just pop punk. It's just music to me. I don't really like to use genres. Like Transit's got some pop punk songs. We got a lot of indie songs.
Yeah.
We have a lot of punk songs.
It's very diverse. Yeah. It's just
diverse.
like the closest thing that comes to mind for me.
And we just what got me into it is probably Saves the Day. Saves the Day's album, Stay Where You Are. It's the album that, for me, when I heard that, I was about 14, 15 years old. When I heard that, it changed everything. And then there's a band called Our New Year. There's a local band that did that for me as well. And it was just like a few that really stuck out over the rest that made me think, this is my music. It's not my parents' music. It's not on the radio. This is me. You know, and that's what got me to do it. It's more of a selective sound, more style, and just people that sing about, people that have lyrics that I relate to and I can see myself inside of. You know, I can see my life inside their songs. So.
Yeah. And you say what your first show was?
Our first show was at a nude art museum in Sudbury, Massachusetts, in the middle of winter, with a local band from my area called the Young Leaves, which is an indie band. And we played in front of like 20 or 30 kids, and there was a big PA speaker like this, about this size, right in front of where I had to sing. And then everyone was just around it, and it was super awkward. And it was like the scariest moment of my life because I never sang. Like, I played guitar in a hardcore band before, but I never really sang in front of people with my own words and how I felt. And it was a big step. And then after that, I never really wanted to look back, you know. Just want to keep doing it.
And playing with Transit, what's your favorite state and country to play in?
Well, I'm going to be biased. My favorite state is Massachusetts. It's where I grew up. It's everything I know, and it's everyone I love. You know, but outside of Massachusetts, I really couldn't pick one. I like a lot of states. I really love, as far as outside of shows go, and just like the way it looks, and like for food and everything like that. I really like Portland, Oregon a lot. I really like San Francisco. I don't know. I can't really pick. And what was the other question?
Country.
Favorite country?
To play in.
I'm gonna be biased again. My family comes from Italy. Like half my family, and playing there was like one of the biggest highlights of my life because I never thought I'd see it. I was so blown away by how many people at the show look like my cousins, look like my relatives. And I've never had that experience being from Massachusetts. It's like a boiling pot. You know, it's just like people from all over the world are there. It's just a mix of everybody. And when we played in Italy, it was like a life-changing moment. I was like, whoa, like, you know, this is where my my blood relatives, like this is where they're from, and we all look kind of the same, and it's just really interesting. And they were really loving, and they were really cool. When they found out that I was from there, they were like extra excited. Um, so yeah, I'd say Italy is my favorite country to play in, just because of that. I thought that was so cool.
Awesome. What's your favorite color?
Gray.
Favorite food?
I wear a lot of gray. It's all gray, blue. Favorite food? Burritos. I'm obsessed with Mexican food. I eat it like 4 times a week when I'm home. I have a terrible diet. But I love it. It's great.
And how was it recording the new album, Young New England? And where'd you guys record it at?
Where did we record it? We recorded at Maximum Sound Studio in Danvers, Massachusetts with our guitarist Tori Chaffee's older brother, Gary Chaffee. That's where we recorded Listen and Forgive and the Promise Nothing EP. And how did I like it? I loved it. We did a lot of records. The last couple records before that were more like open-ended about us, but about everyone, about people that we knew, but kind of open-ended songs and like what they were about. And then this record is more about like personal. It's more like an autobiography. It's more about like how I'm feeling, how Tim was feeling in the band, and just like it's just us. So it's more of just like a first-person view.
How do you feel like the crowd response has been to it since you guys released it?
I think it's been great. It's been really surprising. You're always a little nervous when stuff comes out, and when you put anything out that you put your heart and soul into, and you know, there's always going to be that moment where you're afraid, you're not sure what people are going to think, but then you got to remember, you know, you're doing this for you. I have had plenty of opportunities. Yikes. I've had plenty of something's going on over there. I've had plenty of opportunities to like work regular jobs and make a certain amount of money, and it's not about that. It's about doing something you're passionate about and doing something that you really believe in. And that's what music is. You know, music. I always say music is a friend that will never let you down. It'll always be there for you when you need it. It'll always help you through the toughest times in your life. And if I can be a part of that, you bet your ass I'm going to be. And that's how I feel everyone in the band feels as well. So.
How do you feel about the album? The sound of the new album has kind of taken a bit of a turn as opposed to the older stuff. Like it's a bit more indie and soft in a way than kind of like the older stuff was.
But if the way you got to look at it is any of our albums like the same?
Sorry?
Are any of like the way I look at it is like we always try to change it up every time. If
Oh yeah,
we
definitely.
didn't change it up, we wouldn't have the albums that we have before. We try to do something different every time we record. We never try to do the same record twice. And that's how we have this album, that's how we have Listen and Forgive, and all the ones before that. We've always tried to do something new each time to just make it new again and make it exciting for us.
Definitely. If there's one drink or food you could eat for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Mexican food. I'm obsessed.
Straight up?
Yeah, burritos.
Burritos.
I'm obsessed.
All right, I think that about wraps it up. You got any shout-outs? Anyone, anything?
Anyone or anything. Shout out to the Boston Police Department for doing such an incredible job of keeping our city safe, and for really stepping their game up and showing us where we're from and who we are. And it was such a crazy week with everything that went on with the Boston Marathon, and it was just taking such a hard toll on all of us. It came so close to home and came so close to hitting the people that we see every day of our lives when we're home, family and friends. And I'm just really, really thankful that we're that lucky to have people that can be in a terrible situation and handle it the right way.
Definitely. Anything else?
That's it, man. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. No problem. I appreciate it.